Hello and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Tyler Rouse. First today, a woman from Salford says she's fearful that the greenbelt land that's been a part of her upbringing and now her grandchildren's could be replaced with over 1,000 affordable homes. Land in Chatmoss is under threat if the building goes ahead. It's part of the controversial spatial framework, a plan designed to make sure Greater Manchester's Council meet housing targets. Molly Goodwin reports.
Wander round Earlham or Cadishead, and you can't fail to miss the miles and miles of green fields that make up 30% of Salford. The land, home to a wide variety of wildlife, has been an idyllic spot for local residents during lockdown. But what you can't see is the fears of the residents, who worry this land will be taken away from them as part of a plan to build more affordable housing across Greater Manchester. People like Pauline.
I've got fond memories of going up there as a child with my granddad, and then as I've grown up and had my family, going up with my children. It's always been there, and it's so open and so natural, and it's got its own unique place in the ecological system, and it just would be such a shame to spoil it.
The land could be under threat from the spatial framework, the so-called master plan to make sure all councils in Greater Manchester meet their targets for building new homes.
Chatmoss, thought to be around 7,000 years old, has been called the green lungs of Salford because of the clean air that it pushes throughout the city. But the land I'm standing on right now could be replaced with 1,400 affordable homes if Greater Manchester boroughs decide to go through with the plan to build extra houses in their areas, even after Stockport voted it down.
Frances Henry is chair of the group campaigning to save the greenbelt land.
We can't have a dead zone in the middle of our towns and cities and then have all this going on at the outside, because we're not utilising the areas that we should be utilising. We've got the opportunity to grow. You've got grade 1 farmland. We've got a massive resource as regard to mental, physical and emotional health. And therefore, why are you putting it under housing?
A spokesperson for the Greater Manchester Combined Authority has said, "While we regret the position that has been taken by Stockport councillors and the implications this will have for the borough, Greater Manchester will continue to work to build a sustainable future with good homes, jobs and growth." But despite this, local people like Pauline say this is not enough to justify taking away the land, and her message to the council is clear.
It's obvious you don't use the mosslands for recreational purposes. It's obvious you don't have a love of nature, because if you had, you wouldn't dream of destroying it.
Although plans for house building across Greater Manchester are unclear, the message from residents near Chatmoss is, all eyes will be on the council now as they decide which pathway to choose.
There's heavy traffic around Langworthy this afternoon after a car crashed into a house on Liverpool Street. Emergency services arrived at the scene at approximately 1:30 and shut the road. It's believed the driver was left unconscious following the incident. A host of celebrities have posted thumbs-up selfies on Twitter to support 11-year-old Emily Martin from Swinton, who is fighting leukemia. The campaign Thumbs Up for Emily has received replies from Lord Alan Sugar, former England football captain Gary Lineker, Denise Welsh and many more. A kitten named Echo, who lives at Waterside Student Village, has become famous among residents and is helping to put a smile on everyone's face. Tenants have said that daily visits from their furry little friend have had a positive impact on their mood during lockdown. This Christmas, online shopping has increased dramatically due to the forced closure of many retail shops. Earlham Post Office have seen a large increase in customers and deliveries since the coronavirus pandemic began. Real Wilding find out more.
Post offices always see a greater demand in their services in the lead up to Christmas, and this year it has increased due to the coronavirus pandemic. Earlham Post Office in particular has seen a rise in customers and deliveries since the UK went into lockdown and the 3-tier system was introduced. Paul Coughlin has been a postmaster for 4 decades and believes that post offices are an essential part of the community.
And when we took it over, the branch was actually, it was dark, gloomy. The actual frontage wasn't that way, it was down the side, and it wasn't really illuminated to people passing by. So we changed the front of the shop, brand new lighting and new signage. So it's 2/3 metre gap. We have arrows on the floors, we've got big posters. We put a sign outside, and most people, to be fair, since March have took it on board that they've got to stay outside. They don't come in with more than 3, and it's very rare that there's been an issue. So, no, I think the community in Earlham are over the moon, and it's been, the branch has gone from strength to strength. It's getting busier and busier. We're very lucky that we've got a great team.
This Christmas, online shopping has increased by almost 61%. Earlham Post Office have seen a large increase in customers and deliveries since the coronavirus pandemic began. Andrew Parron, manager of the Earlham branch, explains how trading has changed over the last few months.
It's been a lot busier, with more people coming in. Plus these other branches have shut down. Well, things are changing in the post office. You can do a lot of payments online and just hand it in at the post office. So you're gaining business, but you're also losing it.
After their busiest year yet, the question remains, will this industry still thrive post-lockdown?
Salford Mixed Martial Arts Academy faced losing their gym during the COVID-19 pandemic, but now they've managed to find a new location at 15 Hope Street to continue their business. James Sweetnam reports.
And going through the back of there, we have our mat area. I'll take you through. A few guys training at the moment.
Darren Sherlock is the owner of Salford Mixed Martial Arts Academy. But not only is it his career, it's also his passion. So when his club faced closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Sherlock had to act. He's found a new facility at 15 Hope Street, and it's the biggest martial arts gym in the Northwest.
To come out onto our stage, which has been built at the back for walkouts and for coaching many more people. Cage in the centre, we're going to get a ring here as well, which are bang in the middle for events, so everybody can see. And just to the back of there, we'll be having our AstroTurf.
However, after a week in the new gym, Sherlock has had to adapt to the new normal, as some train in a social bubble and others in isolation.
It was very difficult trying to train people under strict conditions and isolated training. It's very hard to do. Martial arts is a sport that's difficult to do alone. You can train with members of another household. One other household can train together up to a maximum of 6 people. So we've got a number of members like fathers and daughters who are training tonight.
Mental health has been hugely affected during lockdown, with statistics suggesting suicide rates have drastically increased. Sherlock believes mental health can be improved with martial arts.
One thing about the lockdown, keeping people away from exercise and fitness, it's caused a whole lot of other problems. You know, people, particularly with mental health, have really suffered because it is such a great outlet for, aggression and stress and all those things that we all encounter daily. Some people can't handle that, and this is their only way of dealing with it. So it's been a real shame for them.
Those who train at the gym enjoy their experience and the fitness that it brings.
You know, you can jog, you can do 5Ks, 10Ks, kettlebells in your house, whatever. Nothing gets you prepared than someone.
6 minutes of sparring.
Yeah, sitting on top of you while trying to jab your face for a good 5 minutes.
The gym is back open, and Sherlock will be hoping the mentality that has been embedded in him throughout his life of martial arts will keep the gym going for many a year to come.
Been times during the lockdown when we were facing eviction, losing our last gym, when I would have walked away had I not had the sort of tenacity and endurance that I've learned from martial arts to keep going.
That's all for today. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Salford Now for more up-to-date news. Goodbye.